Hi, good morning everybody, and welcome to week 2 of Racial and Ethnic Relations in the United States. Dr. Bob here. Some notes from last week. I will be grading your discussion boards today, and those of you who completed them, it looked like about 3 of you did not, so I will be checking back with you folks a little later today. But for those of you who are wondering about the grading process, if you'll check the rubric, what you'll see is what I look for, of course, on the initial post. Was it posted on time? That being Thursday, right? Supposed to be by Thursday. And is it 2 paragraphs, 2 well-written paragraphs, responding to the question of the week? The other thing I look for are the 2 replies. Were they posted timely? In other words, did they come in by Sunday? Are they 2 paragraphs, and are they well written? So that's basically what I'm looking for in the discussion board. Again, I urge you, try to do your discussion board assignment as early as possible in the week. I know we're all busy people, but it doesn't take you that long, and the best thing you can do is to get it in as soon as possible, get it done, and then this way other students have the opportunity to reply to yours as well. So it just makes it a smoother process, and it makes the assignment a little more fun. That said, the discussion board is an interactive assignment, so it cannot be made up. What do I mean by that when I say an interactive assignment? Well, it depends on class participation that week, sort of like right now. And then once that has passed, we've gone on to a new assignment. So yeah, it's an assignment that cannot be made up. Now, the quiz, I urge you, and I saw a few of you, got 3s and 4s on the quiz out of 5. Well, most of you got 5s, which is great, but I urge you, before you do the quiz, to look at those PowerPoint slides a couple of times, and what you'll see there is that it really does help you on the quiz. Okay. Again, reminder, your paper is due on March 10th, so make sure you're chipping away at that. I know, I was there myself 100 years ago as a grad student, but don't let these things creep up on you and then surprise you all of a sudden, and you're cramming all night to get a paper out that's not your best work. As I said before, the best thing you can do with your paper is to choose which route you want to go with it, and then start with an outline, and then every day, every week, add a few sentences, maybe look up another reference and build on it, so that by the time March 10th rolls around, you've got something really solid there. And of course, I'm always ready, willing, and able to take a look at a draft if you'd like. Okay, emails, again, please, I'd prefer if you email me through Canvas. It's much quicker for me to respond to you. It's not a double authentication as we have with our UCLA email addresses. So if you would email me through Canvas if you have questions or comments. A few of you have mentioned that you haven't gotten both of the textbooks yet for this course. Don't panic if that is your case, and if you're in that situation. What you can do is rely on the learning materials, particularly the notes that I have in there, the lecture notes, and of course the PowerPoint slides. They will help you quite a bit for these first few weeks until your books come in. Okay, so the discussion board question this week has to do with assimilation. And what you'll see from the text in Chapter 2 is that different groups assimilated to the U.S. very differently. Western Europeans, for example, were welcomed. They were greeted pretty much, I want to say, with open arms. Why? Well, because workers were needed for the factories in the 1800s here in the United States. There was a huge worker shortage, and given that we're in the later end of the Industrial Revolution, we're about to see the automobile come into practice, and so we needed all of these workers, and so they quickly assimilated to the U.S. But other groups, if you look at slavery, for example, how African Americans were brought over to this country. If you look at how certain Cuban migrants, some were welcomed, right? Others were treated the Marielitos, if you were, like criminals. And again, we see the same thing today with the racism about immigrants from the southern border countries. So this is what the discussion is about this week. Do your best on it. What else have I got here for you? lastly, I want to say this about assimilation again. If you look at the mainstream culture, those who assimilate best are those who look like, talk like, adopt the values of the mainstream culture. Mainstream culture. What does that mean? Well, to be white, to speak English, right? To adopt the values of this group. That's about it. That's all I've got for you today. I'm sorry I went over my 5 minutes, but if there's any questions, comments, concerns, please get a hold of me, and I will be glad. I'll be there for you. I'll be glad to help you out. So have a great day. Have a great week, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks. Bye.